Hello. I'm like, dang, it's only Tuesday. I feel like it's been like 3 or 4 days into the work week. Man. I'm saddened by Dolly Parton. Something about that does not sit well with me. Not by any means. I think it's a distraction. I think a lot of these people passing away recently are distractions. And it's sickening me. It should be sickening others, quite frankly. It's definitely sickening me. I can see why everybody walks around in fear. Straight up. They don't know if they're the next one to fall. You know? My gosh. Seriously, this is what we've turned to. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy what the system, let's be clear here, the system, the programming will do to keep dirty things hidden, lies hidden, the matriarchy, the hierarchy, the matriarchy hidden, the elites, whatever you want to call them, whatever, they, them, whatever, cut from the same cloth, all in different categories, labeled whatever, Democrats, Republicans, liberals, entertainers, whatever. Really, it gets down to the millionaires and billionaires class and old BB and whatever. There's some massive control throughout this world. That's just clear as day. And it is what it is. You know where you fall in the food chain, and you should learn how to operate wisely within it, truthfully. That's going to be your best bet. Move with logic. Don't move with emotion. Business is business, and know how to operate professionally. Straight up. Move with no expectations and hold yourself accountable. And know what you do in the dark. When you know what you do in the dark and it's not very good, you can't move in innocence because you're not innocent. I move in a childlike nature. I move in an innocence because I don't have anything in the dark I'm trying to hide. It's literally that. I don't know how else to change that. I just don't. It will never change. I'm not sure why people allowed it to change in their world. But that's something that they're going to have to wrestle with. They're going to have to tussle with. It's not my job to tussle with that. It's not. People got to figure out that line on their own. People got to figure out how important their soul is to them. People have to figure out how important their innocence is to them. Truly. It's extremely important to me. And I don't mind fighting the daily grind. And I don't mind hitting the 9 to 5. I think it's comical that there are people with substantial following out here putting messages in promoting people quitting their job. Yeah, if you're in a toxic work environment, absolutely. If you're taken advantage of, absolutely. However, you need to ask yourself, are you gaining? Or are you just not wanting to look in the mirror? I find myself wrestling with that a lot of the times in my day-to-day. I gain so much from both of the jobs I'm choosing to work at. Let me just be clear here. I choose to work at them. I choose to be single. Those are choices that I make on my own. No influence outside of that has anything to do with that. Right? Because I am choosing to gain something from them on the everyday basis, even through the mundane, even through the grind, even through the mistreatment, even through the food chain, even through all this stuff. None of that resonates with me because I'm gaining so much personally. I'm gaining humility. I'm gaining humbleness. I'm gaining gratitude for myself, which then seeps out of me, So often enough, we get caught in our day-to-day listening to other people outside of us telling us what we should do. I get so exhausted by that. I don't need other people to tell me what I should do. I've lived my entire life like that. I do what I want to do. I work for who I want to work for. I'm friends with the people that I want to be friends with. I, do the things that I want to. Am I aware of the things that yeah, but that doesn't resonate with me. I don't care. I don't care how people choose to operate towards me, even if it's disingenuinely, because that is on their end. That's not something I worry myself with, And it's one of those things. I have zero desire for any type of limelight. I have zero desire to climb said ladders. I have zero desire to climb for wealth or abundance. I know what kind of light I carry within me. I don't need anybody else to tell me that. I know within myself, and I don't take it lightly, but I move with humility and humbleness and know that I am no different than the people in the presence of me, right? So often enough, we let things get to our head and then we roll with it. And then we create these empires, we create these ivory towers, we create these platforms, we create these narratives, we create all these things. And then what do we do while we create them? Well, we dig a little hole for ourselves because we're not making conscious decisions, truthfully. Why? Because while you're out here creating all these things, you're not really moving with humility. You're not really moving with humbleness, not when you're stepping on people, not when you think you're above people, not when you think you're safe to judge people. Those are not all good characteristics. I mean, they're just not. You're not. So often enough, the system has been built for while you're gaining all these different things, you have to carry those characteristics. Otherwise, you're not going to gain them. You're not going to gain the platform, the wealth, the fame, the abundance. You're not going to gain those unless you carry these characteristics. That's the way the system's been built, clearly, right? You'll gain the numbers, you'll gain the following, you'll gain whatever. They'll fly to the top. You carry the narrations, you'll be the evil one, and then you got the hero. You're gonna fly, baby. You're going to fly. Absolutely. We can see it in this Charlie Kirk case, straight up. I watched Baron last night for a little bit. I couldn't even finish it. It was too much. I was like, literally, you're doing the same thing that you're talking about right now. Like, come on. Like, I'm sorry. You just are. Like, you are. There's no way to avoid that statement. Teach to their own. I give people space. I respect you for doing it. Do you? If that's the right side of right you think you're on, cool. No judgment here, but I'm not going to watch it. And so it's one of those things. But these are just some things that came to me today because I'm just exhausted by it. I'm exhausted by what I see on social media. I'm exhausted by what I pick up on in my everyday. That I'm just so focused on my internal, and I love working, and I have no desire, none, to climb anything and to get in the public sphere. Quite frankly, the whole public sphere, what it's turned into, I'm just completely disheartened by it all. Disheartened. I truly, at this point, I do not trust anyone outside of myself and God and my consciousness and what resides in me, the Holy Spirit that resides in me. And I don't expect anything. And I don't judge anybody for moving and operating in whatever it is they're operating in. If they move and operate different than me, cool. And maybe one day people will take a look in the mirror and recognize that it's not their job to expect people to operate the way that they operate. It's not their job to dictate people's lives. It's not their job to play God in people's lives. It's not their job to create labels within their world so they can climb said ladder. That doesn't even make logical sense. Truly. It doesn't. And you have to move wisely in this world. You guys don't even understand what is to come. You don't even understand it. You think it's bad now? Please, move wisely. Move logically. Don't up and just leave jobs for no reason. Don't. I made that mistake before. But for good reason. good reason, and we landed us where we're at, and everything's been exposed the way that it was supposed to.